Hey guys, Anthony with Glory Days Games, and wanted to throw something out there I've been working on. It's a quick play chart for Glory Days Boxing. And what I'm looking for, I'm still in the testing stage of this before I put it up, and it's going to be available as a free download add-on to the game on either the Facebook group or the sidelinestrategy.com freebie section for Glory Days Boxing. And basically what this chart can be used for, if you're simulating a boxing universe, you can have your undercards, quick play them if you don't want to roll out every fight. If you have new fighters coming into your universe and you're matching them against tomato cans or opponent types, you could use this to simulate those early fights in their career. Or if you're doing a career replay like I'm doing on this channel with Stanley Ketchel, you could use the quick play to simulate some of those fights as well. Or however else you want to incorporate it into the game. Now obviously you do in this scenario, and this would be for any board game, using a quick play option, you're always going to lose a degree of realism, but I want to make this as close to realistic as possible so that it is feasible to use in the game without skewing the results too much. And you know, my recommendation again would probably be to use this for mismatches, or again, if you're doing a card, say use it for some of the undercard bouts, and not so much when you're fighting, you know, all-time greats like Ali against Joe Louis, etc. You know, obviously you could, but again, the results would be much more of a toss-up in that case as opposed to based on the actual cards. And you know what I'm looking for, if a couple of people are interested in helping test this and offering suggestions, definitely open to that. You know, again, it's going to be something that's going to be a free add-on for those that would like to use it. So basically the way it works, you just use 3 dice, and rather than going through 9 segments for each round, basically a single roll takes care of a round at a time. So, you know, that way you could simulate a 10-round fight in obviously less than 10 minutes, 15-round fight in less than 15 minutes. So again, you're just getting more of the fights that you don't want to actually play out the entire fight segment by segment of the round out of the way. So you roll the 3 dice, and what I would suggest doing is putting the highest rated fighter in the red corner, the lower rated fighter in the blue corner. Obviously, if they're even, it doesn't matter. And for the example here, I'm using Buster Douglas, who is an 8-star fighter, against Leon Spinks, who is a 5-star fighter. So the way you would do that is you would roll all 3 dice, and you would check the 1d20. First of all, you would cross-reference 8 in the red corner against 5 in the blue corner. And 1 to 13 on the 1d20 would go to the higher rated fighter. So that would be a 10-9 round for Buster Douglas. And then the second part of the equation is the 2d10s simulate things that could occur during the round: knockdowns, TKOs, no action at all, fouls, cuts, bad scoring, even round, etc., etc. So after you determined who won the round based on the 1d20 roll on the reference chart, 57, you'd go down here, check for knockdown, KO against fighter that lost the round if chin KD rating 8 or higher. So Leon Spinks lost the round. I would go to his chin KD, and it is a 4. You don't count the rating for being hurt. So in that scenario, no action would take place. It would be a 10-9 round for Buster Douglas. So we'll just replay through the rest of this 10-rounder. So round 2, roll of 19, and 19 is going to be a 10-9 round for Leon Spinks. 72, you come down here. Highest rated fighter wins next round. Roll 2d10 again to check for possible KD, TKO, cut, foul in that round. So what that means is nothing happens in this round. Third round is going to go to Douglas, the highest rated fighter, 10-9. And then you would roll the 2d10 again to see what happened in that round in terms of action. I'm glad that example came up, by the way. So 29 in this scenario. Any fighter with 6 or more power checks for knockdown KO against opponent. Douglas does not have 6 or more, so you go on to round 4. Round 4, a roll of 6, and that's going to be a 10-9 round for Buster D. 14, fighter with highest rating power rolls for knockdown KO against opponent. So that is Buster. He's 5-3. So what you would do there is go through the normal power check scenario you do in the full game. So you roll first against Buster Douglas's power. It's a 3, so that's below 5. And now against Spinks's KO or knockdown rating, 4, he is down. Now going to his KO rating. And 3 or less, he's out. He is not knocked out. So it will be reverts to a 10-8 round for Buster Douglas in a knockdown, and we go on to the 5th round. 5th round, roll of 11. That's going to be another 10-9 round for Buster Douglas, 78. And actually, that turns into a boring clinch fest of a round, change scoring to 10-10. So it's a 10-10 round even. On to round 6 we go. Roll of 20, that's going to go to Leon Spinks. 85, checked for cut on both fighters. So first we'll go to the red corner, Douglas. 3 or less, he's cut. He's going to be cut. And Buster D has swelling right eye. Check for Leon Spinks, and 16, he's okay. On to round 7. 20, that's going to be another round to Spinks. 55 on the 2D10. Check for knockdown, KO against fighter that lost round if chin rating, KD rating 8 or higher. Not the case with Buster. So we go on to the 8th. And 15, Leon making a little run here. He wins that round 10-9, 91. Check for cut on fighter with highest cut rating. That's going to be Spinks. So we will check there, and he is still okay. On to round 9. And round 9 is going to go to Buster Douglas, 10-9, 82. Check for foul on fighter that has highest foul rating. If tied, check the fighter that lost the round. So that's going to be Leon Spinks, and he has a foul rating of 6. So 6 or less, he commits a foul. He does not. We go on to round number 10. And 15, 10th round is going to go to Leon. And 0-6, check for knockdown KO against fighter with highest chin knockdown rating. So Leon won that round, but he has a knockdown or chin rating of 4. So in that case, you don't bring the power into play. This is strictly against Spinks's chin. So 4 or less. And 11, so he shakes that off. Now, if he had been hurt, you would then go right to a TKO check. So he gets up, he's fine, and the fight is basically over. So he wins that round. If he had gotten knocked down, that would have reverted to a 10-8 round for Douglas. So you then go through the scoring. And that actually comes out to a 95-95 draw. So that's it. That entire bout took about 4 minutes to simulate. But that's, oh, I'm sorry, there was a 10-8 round for Buster in there. 3, 4, 5. Oh, and one 10-10 round. So 95, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, I'm sorry, that still ends up 95-95. There was a knockdown and there was an even round as well that would have gone to Douglas and would have given him the decision. So that's how it works. That's a 10-round draw between Douglas and Spinks. And that's basically it. One thing that I've noticed in testing, I may have to expand the power numbers a little bit. But what we'll do is we'll go ahead and simulate a second fight between these two. Why not? So first one was a 10-round draw. 8, that's going to go to Douglas, 10-9 and 41. 41, check for TKO against fighter with highest will rating if he lost the round. Spinks has a high, it's tied actually. So in that case, you would revert to the loser of the round, which is Spinks. So we will do a TKO check against Spinks. And again, you're just checking the will, so 8 or less, it's over, and 4. So second fight ends in a TKO first round, Buster Douglas. Let's do a third. This just gives you an idea of how quick and easy this is, and I think once I get the the realism dialed in, as good as it's going to be, and again, it's a chart, it's not going to ever be as realistic as playing through a full fight, but you get the idea. So fight number 3, 1 draw, 1 TKO, 1 for Douglas. 11's going to be a 10-9 first round for Douglas. 89, check for cut on fighter that lost the round. It's going to be Leon Spinks. He is an 8 or less. He's okay. On to round 2 in the third fight. 5, that's going to be a 10-9 for Douglas as well. And 42 on the 2D10, check for TKO rating against fighter with highest will rating if he lost the round. So again, it's going to be a tie 8-8. So again, we're going to check Leon, and Leon survives this time. On to round number 3. 12, another 10-9 round for Buster. And 19, any fighter with 3 or more power checks for a knockdown KO against opponent. So again, that's any fighter. Both fighters are 3 or more, so Douglas won the round. He'll go first. Needs a 5 or less. He does not. Leon needs a 3 or less. Neither one of them gets a knockdown, so on to round number 4. 18, Spinks finally wins a round. And 83, check for foul against both fighters' foul rating. So we'll go Douglas first, 3 or less. He's good. Leon is a 6, and he's good too. On to round 5. 18, another round for Leon, and 26 is going to be any fighter with 5 or more power checks for a knockdown KO. This time it's only going to be Buster, so we'll go against Buster's power check. 7, and he misses as well. On to round 6. 5, Douglas wins the 6th round, and 89. Again, we're going to check for a cut on the fighter that lost the round, which is Spinks. Cut rating is 8, and he is going to be cut. 16 is going to be a gash above right eye. So at this point, you'll use the normal charts in the game, and a gash against right eye is going to be an immediate stoppage. He is okay. So, and that's how cuts are going and fouls are going to come into play during the game. On to round 7 here. 10, going to go to Douglas again. And 0-3. Add 4 to power of higher rated fighter. If even, add to fighter that won the round. So Douglas is higher. And check for TKO against will. So here, Buster's power becomes a 9. If he passes that, we're going to go to a will check for a TKO. He does. And will is 8 for Leon, and 17, he barely hangs on. So we go on to round number 8. 7, another round for Douglas, and 62. It's going to be no action, go to next round. On to round 9. 2, another round for Douglas. He's whipping Leon in this one. Is 0-5, add 4 to power of higher rated fighter. Blah, blah, blah. We know that, so it's Douglas. 9 or less, and 14. He doesn't. On to the 10th round. And 19, Leon rallies in the 10th, and a roll of 41 check for TKO against fighter with highest will rating if he lost the round. Now, since they're tied, that's Douglas, so he could get stopped here late by Leon in a comeback. He hangs on, and he's going to win a decision. So that one's going to end up 97-93. So there you have it. In 10 minutes, we've simulated 3 fights between Buster Douglas and Leon Spinks. First one ended in a draw. Second one was a first round TKO for Buster Douglas. And third one was a 97-93 decision for Buster Douglas. So you can see the draw, I guess it could have happened. Leon could give people trouble, but you would expect Douglas to win 2 out of 3 or 9 out of 10, probably 8 out of 10 against these two. So you can see there is some realism. Again, it's not going to be right there with the, with playing out a full fight. So Again, if you're interested in testing, I'm gonna do some more testing this next week, and look to have this as a freebie again on the Facebook group and the Glory Days, or the Sideline Strategy Glory Days Boxing freebie section by next weekend. And again, anybody who would like to test, please drop a comment and I will email you a copy of the quick play chart. Anyway, that is it. So again, appreciate the support of the game, and hopefully a couple of people will be interested in testing this. And like I said, I'd love to get your feedback. Thank you very much. This is Anthony. Until next time, keep rolling for that knockout. We'll see you.